You don't have a motivation problem. You have an obsession problem. Let that sink in. Because the truth is, if you were truly obsessed with your goals, you wouldn't be scrolling right now. You wouldn't be distracted. You wouldn't be waiting for the right time. You wouldn't need another video to push you. You'd already be moving, relentless, focused, locked in, but you're not. And deep down, you know it. There's a lie that's been sold to you your entire life. Work hard, stay positive, be patient. Sounds nice, right? But it's incomplete, because hard work without obsession is just effort. And effort alone doesn't separate you from the millions of people doing the exact same thing as you. Look around. Everyone wants success. Everyone talks about goals. Everyone posts quotes about grinding. But very few people are actually obsessed, and that's the line. That invisible line between people who dream about success and people who take it. You see, obsession is different. It's not waking up motivated. It's waking up whether you feel like it or not. It's not trying your best. It's refusing to accept anything less than progress. It's when your goal stops being something you want and becomes something you need. Like oxygen, like survival, that's where everything changes. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't want it that bad. Not yet. Because if you did, your actions would look completely different. Let's be honest for a second. You say you want success, but you still waste hours every day. You say you want discipline, but you negotiate with your excuses. You say you want to change your life, but you keep choosing comfort over growth. That's not obsession. That's interest, and interest is weak. Interest shows up when it's convenient. Obsession shows up no matter what. Interest makes plans. Obsession executes. Interest gets excited at the start. Obsession stays locked in when it gets boring, painful, exhausting. Right now, you're stuck in the middle, not lazy enough to quit completely, but not obsessed enough to win. And that middle, that's where dreams go to die, slowly, silently, day by day. Because every time you choose comfort, you reinforce the version of you that stays average. Every time you delay action, you build a habit of hesitation. Every time you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, you train your mind to accept excuses as truth. And over time, that becomes your identity. You start believing, this is just who I am. This is just how my life is. Maybe success isn't for me, but that's not reality. That's conditioning. That's years of choosing easy over necessary. And here's the most dangerous part. It feels normal. Wasting time feels normal. Procrastinating feels normal. Not pushing your limits feels normal. Because you've done it for so long, your brain thinks that's your baseline. So when you try to change, when you try to be disciplined, when you try to go all in, it feels uncomfortable. It feels unnatural. It feels too hard. But that discomfort, that's the doorway, and most people turn back the moment they feel it. Because they're not obsessed, they're just interested. And interest will never carry you through pain. It will never carry you through failure. It will never carry you through the moments where everything in you wants to quit. Only obsession does that. Only obsession keeps you going when there's no reward, no recognition, no immediate results. Right now, you're operating at a level that feels safe, predictable, controlled, comfortable, but success, it lives on the other side of obsession. And obsession doesn't care about your comfort. So the real question isn't, do you want success? The real question is, are you willing to become obsessed enough or sacrifice who you are today for who you say you want to become? Because until that answer becomes yes, nothing changes. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Because the world doesn't reward potential. It rewards execution. It doesn't care how smart you are, how talented you could be, how many ideas you have sitting in your head. None of that matters if it's not turned into action. It's worthless. You've probably told yourself this before. I know what to do. I just need to do it. But that's the problem. You've been knowing for too long and doing too little. And every day you stay in that loop. You lose something you'll never get back. Time. Not just hours, not just days, but opportunities. Moments where you could have built something, learned something, become something. Gone. Because you chose comfort instead. Here's the harsh reality most people avoid. You're not behind because life is unfair. You're behind because you're inconsistent. Because you start, then stop. You push, then relax. You commit, then disappear. And that cycle, it kills momentum. Success isn't about big moves. It's about consistency at a level most people can't tolerate, and obsession is what makes that consistency possible. Because when you're obsessed, you don't rely on feelings. You don't wake up and ask, "Do I feel motivated today?" You wake up and execute. No debate, no hesitation, no emotional negotiation. But right now, your emotions are controlling your actions. If you feel tired, you slow down. If you feel bored, you stop. If it gets hard, you question everything. That's not discipline. That's dependency. And here's the psychological truth most people never realize. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to make you successful. It wants comfort. It wants safety. It wants to avoid pain at all costs. So every time you try to level up, it fights back. It tells you, take a break, you've done enough, you can start tomorrow. This is too much. And because you're not obsessed, you listen, but the people who win, they hear the same voice. They just don't obey it. They've trained themselves to separate feelings from actions, to move forward, even when their mind is trying to pull them back. That's not luck, that's conditioning. Right now, your brain is conditioned for comfort, for shortcuts, for distractions, for instant gratification, scrolling, watching, waiting. All easy, all addictive, all keeping you exactly where you are. Because obsession and distraction cannot coexist. Read that again. You can't be obsessed with your goals and addicted to comfort at the same time. It doesn't work. Every notification, every wasted hour, every moment you choose easy over necessary, you're feeding the weaker version of yourself. And over time, that version takes control. You start losing focus faster, quitting earlier, doubting more. Not because you're incapable, but because you've trained yourself to escape effort. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine a version of you who doesn't stop, who doesn't negotiate with weakness, who doesn't wait for the right mood, who doesn't need validation, a version of you that is locked in, focused, relentless, obsessed. That version exists, but right now, it's buried under habits you've repeated for years. And here's where transformation begins. Not with motivation, not with another plan, but with a decision. A real decision. The kind where you cut off the option to go back. Where you stop treating your goals like hobbies and start treating them like survival. Because think about it. When something is truly life or death, you don't hesitate. You don't procrastinate. You act immediately. That's the level of urgency obsession creates. It rewires your priorities. Suddenly, wasting time feels painful. Distractions feel annoying. Excuses feel unacceptable. You don't need someone to push you anymore because the pressure comes from within. And once that switch flips, everything changes. Your standards rise. What used to feel hard becomes normal. What used to stop you becomes irrelevant. You stop identifying as someone who tries and start identifying as someone who executes. And identity is everything. Because once you believe, this is who I am now, your actions follow automatically. You don't skip work because that's not who you are. You don't quit early because that's not who you are. You don't waste time because that's not who you are. That's the power of obsession. It doesn't just change what you do. It changes who you are. But understand this transformation isn't comfortable. It's brutal. You will feel resistance. You will feel doubt. You will feel the urge to go back to your old habits because your old self is fighting to survive. And most people lose that battle. They start strong, but retreat the moment it gets difficult. Because again, they're not obsessed. They're interested, and interest always fades. But obsession, it adapts, it evolves, it pushes through. So now you're at a crossroads. Stay who you've been, or become who you know you're capable of being. But understand this clearly. You cannot have both. You cannot keep your current habits and expect a different life. Something has to break. Either your excuses or your potential. So now it comes down to this. Not motivation, not inspiration. Action. Because everything you've heard so far means nothing if it doesn't change what you do next. You don't need another plan. You need standards. Higher standards. Non-negotiable standards. Standards that don't bend based on how you feel. Standards that don't collapse when things get hard. Standards that force you to show up even when every part of you wants to disappear. So here's where it starts. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, first, you cut the distractions, not reduce, not manage. Cut them, because let's be honest, you already know what's stealing your time. The endless scrolling, the random videos, the constant checking. You don't need more awareness. You need elimination. Delete the apps, silence the noise, create an environment where focus is the default, not the exception. Because obsession needs space to grow, and distraction suffocates it. Second, you build a system, not based on motivation, but on repetition. Wake up at the same time, work at the same time. Execute whether you feel like it or not. At first, it will feel forced, like you're going against yourself, because you are. You're breaking patterns that have controlled you for years. But if you stay consistent long enough, it flips. Discipline stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like identity. Third, you track your actions, not your intentions, not your plans, your actions. Because what gets measured gets improved. Every day ask yourself, did I move forward or did I stay the same? No excuses, no stories, just truth, because obsession thrives on accountability. Fourth, you embrace the pain. Not avoid it, not complain about it, embrace it. Because pain is not the enemy. Comfort is. Pain is the signal that you're growing, that you're pushing beyond what's normal, that you're entering a level most people will never reach. So when it gets hard, good. When you feel resistance, good. When everything in you wants to quit, that's the moment that matters most, because that's where separation happens. That's where average people stop and obsessed people continue. Fifth, you become ruthless with your excuses. Every time you say, I'm tired, I'll do it later, I'm not ready, you call it out immediately. Because excuses are lies dressed as comfort, and the more you tolerate them, the weaker you become. So you stop negotiating, you stop explaining, you just act, and over time, something powerful happens. You stop recognizing your old self, the version of you that wasted time, that hesitated, that needed motivation, starts to disappear, and in its place, a different version emerges, sharper, stronger, focused, a version that doesn't wait, a version that doesn't break under pressure, a version that executes no matter what. That's who you're building. But understand this doesn't happen in a day. It happens in the quiet moments, when no one is watching, when there's no applause, when there's no validation. It's built in the decisions you make when it would be easier to quit. And that's why most people never get there, because they want the result without becoming the person required to achieve it. But you don't have that option anymore, not after hearing this. Because now you know the truth. You know that success isn't about luck. It's not about talent. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about obsession, the kind that consumes you, the kind that drives you, the kind that refuses to let you stay the same. So now the question is simple. When this video ends, who are you going to be? The same person, with the same habits, the same excuses, the same results, or someone new, someone who decided enough is enough? Because there is no middle ground anymore. You either go all in, or you stay exactly where you are, and deep down, you already know which one you've been choosing. So choose again, right now, not with words, not with promises, with action. Because obsession isn't something you talk about, it's something you prove every single day. No matter what,